Well-balanced D&D parties are super fun. Let me tell you all about why. Hello and welcome to another Dungeons and Dragons vlog here. My name is Gregory. This is 1 in 20 D&D. You probably already know that, which is why you're here. But if this is your first time, welcome. This is my daily vlog where I talk about D&D and RPGs, and this is DnDaily number 178. Now, here's what happened last night. Hopefully you caught some of the stream. If not, you can go catch some of the stream. I got to play on Encounter RP, the Twitch channel for Encounter RP, and with some very cool, super awesome people. Oh my goodness, what a great game we had last night. I got to play last night, so it was DM Corey running the show. He's phenomenal, and I love anytime I get an opportunity to play a game with him as the DM, I will take that chance for sure, because I know it's going to be fun. We also got to play with Randomly Gen, or Randomly Generated, CrimeNat, Brandon H. Voices, and Voices of Robert. There's a link on Twitter. I will link their information in this video. I will link it on the tweet for this video and all that. But even if that doesn't help you find it, go to Encounter RP and check their stuff out either here on YouTube or on Twitch, because they're doing some fun shows, lots of them actually, all week long, and you will probably find something that suits your fancy. This game was a stellar game, and it was another bit of play testing. This specifically was testing with encounter balancing in mind, meaning that it wasn't really like, does the story work? Do the NPCs work? Is this a fitting, does the setting make sense? Does the hook and plot and all that make sense? None of that was important really in this game. This game was most entirely about, do these cool new monsters work? Are they either way overpowered, way underpowered, or just right? And how does the combat work with this level of play? We were level 9 characters, and for a group of players that A, have not all played together in the past, and B, were basically like throwing together these characters almost last minute, or let's say within 24 hours of game time, we actually came together as a really cohesive group, and it was pretty awesome. Everybody got along really well. I've had the great pleasure of playing with Randomly Gen before. She's awesome. Love her characters. The other 3 gentlemen I have not played in a game with. However, I was familiar with them before the game because we met for some other stuff and liked the guys and knew I would get along with them already. We sort of had that breaking the ice kind of thing behind us all, and so this was just an opportunity to like actually get in and play a game together. And of course, I have been on a game run by DM Corey before, so like I said, I just knew it was going to be awesome. So lucky for him, he's been doing, a lot of the games he's been running have been real RP heavy, lots of role playing. This one was like all about combat, which is cool for me. I love combat. And what was brilliant, 2 of the players are like actually like working voiceover guys. Like they are in the industry doing voiceover, starting out their careers, building their careers as voiceover and voice actors. And myself, as you probably know if you've been watching my videos, I love doing voices, so I couldn't help myself but there. And on top of that, Randomly Gen had a phenomenally unique and interesting character, and Nat is just Nat, and that's why we love him. You can always tell, this is what makes a great player. You can always tell when Nat is speaking in character, even though he doesn't necessarily do voices, which is really cool. It takes, I think it takes experience and a certain kind of effort, and I admire his style very much. And on top of that, the only thing I want to share beyond just my gushing about how fun of a game it was is this. We had this really great experience of like almost blowing out, like just totally making the first encounter almost pointless, because what happened is that Nat had this brilliant play. He was our wizard, and man, did he, I won't spoil too much, he used one of his spells so brilliantly. It was perfectly timed and just like put the kibosh on what our enemies were trying to do. It basically nullified what they were trying to accomplish, which was just fun and funny and cool. And then we got to see the mayhem and silliness that ensued from the spell he cast. On top of that, we just had, like I said, a great bit of synergy. So the role-playing that we did do was just fun, lighthearted, and everybody really seemed to enjoy the heck out of this game. It was also, what's cool though, here's again a testament to the skill of DM Corey. Even though it was sort of this like really loose game, like it was a one-shot, we knew that, we knew it was just testing the material, testing the monsters and the mechanics and that sort of thing. We knew that going into it, and yet and still, he still managed to set a tone of like sort of horror-ish, sort of. It was creepy horror thing, which is kind of funny because I don't know what it is, but recently, I guess the last couple of games I've played have had that sort of theme or genre going on, even though that's not my default or preferred or sort of go-to genre, and yet I've really been enjoying it. In fact, it's sort of like, it's really gotten me emotionally invested in the story, because I'm like, I'm freaking out a little bit because I'm like, oh my God, this is kind of creepy and scary. And so the first monster encounter was kind of a wash, kind of like almost not a challenge, which was good to know for this. And then the second encounter felt the same way because again, Nat just popped this like perfect spell. However, we got into some trouble because something that we didn't expect to happen occurred, and then we were face to face with something that was actually quite a challenge for us. And so we ended the session, last half of the session was actually a pretty intense bit of combat. And truth be told, if it wasn't for voices of Robert, who was playing our Tempest Cleric, whose attacks were more or less nullified because of the resistances and immunities of the creatures we were fighting. If he didn't pull out the clutch maneuver of casting Holy Weapon on the fighter's longsword, and then on top of that, like maintaining his concentration on it like a boss for several rounds, we probably would have gotten our butts handed to us. It was that tough of a fight. I guess I should probably mention that I actually had some real fun. I kind of experimented with this one. Everything we did was sort of like by the book, like a very sort of simply well-balanced party, like just straight out of the player's handbook, to try to get a good sense of the balance for this game. We didn't want to have anything wild and outlandish, like no homebrew kind of thing and that stuff. I took the opportunity to try bringing back out my character that I designed like 2 or 3 years ago, Balagash, and doing a barbarian monk. And I loved it. It was super fun. It was like exactly what I thought it might be, even though I didn't get to do like hardly any of that cool monk shit or cool barbarian shit that I wanted to. I mean, it certainly helped and I certainly used some of that stuff, but man, I liked this character a lot, and I think I've got to find a campaign to really dig into the meat and the fun of playing this super cool character. And it was magic. It was magical. It was so much fun. Everybody was just having a blast and doing stuff. And like we got to see something amazingly rare. A triple nat 20 on a fighter's attacks. So we got to see a nat 20 followed by an action surge and then 2 more nat 20s. It was absolutely ridiculous and super cool, like great moment, and just all kinds of fun stuff happened in this. So if you want to just like have a good time and see something that's not what you might expect in a game, like it's not like, it doesn't have the feeling of being like super produced or like it's this long drawn out story where, you know, the players are really involved, but you just want to see some people having fun playing D&D. This is a great stream to go and check the VOD on. I will link it in here somehow for you all so that once it's up on YouTube here, you can check it out yourselves, and either that or Twitch or something. Somewhere, somehow, I will get it to you all. And tomorrow, I will be probably recapping the game I'm playing tonight, where tonight, I'm gonna be running the game. It's been a little bit since I was in the DM chair here with my little bit of vacation and just schedule's not lining up, so it will be fun to see what happens this evening and what new skills and tricks I can pull out in the DM's chair. So I will fill you in on that tomorrow. Keep rolling 20s until I see you at a table someday, and remember, it's your game, play your way. Testing, 1, 2, 3. On Brandon's character's, I won't spoil too much, but he used one of his smells. I guess that's gonna need an edit.